Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So the Patreon requests are in, and shout out to Rick for being a Patreon member. His request for the month is John Fogerty, The Old Man Down the Road. But before we get started, a few things. Rick wrote me something really good and very informative that I must read for you guys, especially for people like me who are watching and younger generations who love the sound of CCR but don't know enough about them. And Rick really provided me some good information. Also, before I started doing my reactions this morning, this came up on my phone, and this is from Yahoo Entertainment, and I know that like my phone is watching me and listening to me and all that stuff. So this did come up, and this is an article, I think, from Rolling Stone, even though it says Yahoo Entertainment, and there is a podcast behind this, but it says John Fogerty on Credence. I did what the Beatles did all by myself. And so that intrigued me. I was like, all by himself? There were other people in CCR. So what Rick wrote explains this all. So, reactions are about reactions, but it's also about learning as well. I think it sometimes does a disservice when we just react and it's like, oh, and nobody cares like the story behind the music or the artist. So if not learning about the artist isn't for you, or educating other people, that's okay. But on this channel, I love learning about the artist. So let's jump into it. It says, this song is part of the reason there was never a CCR reunion. But before I tell the story, I need to talk about two things. First, the members of CCR consisted of brothers John Fogerty, lead guitar and lead vocals, and Tom Fogerty, rhythm guitar and backup vocals, plus Stu Cook, which is bass guitar, and Doug Clifford on the drums. Now, Doug and Stu grew up in the same neighborhood and met John in junior high, and they formed a band, but soon realized they had no clue what they were doing. So they asked John's brother Tom, who was in high school and he was in a band, for help. So he left his band and joined them. Now, the next point, songwriter credit versus publishing rights. If you have songwriting credit, you get money when it's used. But if you have the publishing rights, you have ownership of the song. So John was the only serious songwriter in CCR. The majority of their hits were penned by him. But like many young songwriters, he was so excited to have a contract, he didn't read it. And Fantasy Records kept the publishing rights. And after John realized it, he tried to negotiate getting the publishing rights with label owner Saul Zentaz. And it led to bad blood between the two. But the other three band members remained friends with Saul. Ooh. Yikes. After his contract with Fantasy ended, John wouldn't play any of his CCR hits live or re-recorded for years out of fear of being sued. Okay. Pissing me off. And at Asylum Records, what an interesting name, by the way, he tried to distance himself from the CCR sound, and it didn't work out well. In the 1980s, he signed with Warner Brothers. In late 1984, he released the album called Centerfield, and it garnered 3 solid hits in 1985, which were Centerfield, and it was the greatest baseball song ever. Well, he said probably, but we'll have to listen to that and see for ourselves. And the next one was Rock and Roll Girls, which was a really cool retro rock song. and The Old Man Down the Road, which was done in John's signature swamp rock sound. Now, Warner Brothers released it first as a John is Back statement, and Saul Zentez filed a lawsuit for plagiarism, claiming the song's cadence was plagiarized from the Run Through the Jungle, a song John wrote as part of CCR and Fantasy Records owned. How dare you? How dare you, Saul? Ooh, that takes some balls. Ooh. Imagine creating a sound and writing all these songs and someone suing you for it, even though they have the legal right, I guess. But it doesn't make it right. You didn't write the song. He wrote the new song. So you saying he's plagiarizing himself? And then Tom, Stu, and Doug joined the suit on Fantasy Records side. If John and Warner Brothers lost the suit, Fantasy would own the entire album. This is crazy. The ruling was it wasn't plagiarism because John wrote both songs and couldn't plagiarize himself. Jesus Christ. But all the profits he realized from the album sales went to legal fees, leaving John bitter over the whole ordeal. Y'all, let me tell you, I would have crashed out. Whew. Tom, why would Tom join on the side of Fantasy Records though? Like, I know it would hurt for Stu and Doug to do it, but Tom, come on. Okay, so Tom Fogerty had a blood transfusion before they screened. Oh God. Okay. Tom Fogerty had a blood transfusion before they screened for HIV and contracted it from tainted blood, dying from complications in the early 1990s. The two brothers didn't speak to each other from the lawsuit until Tom's death. Oh my God. Shortly after, CCR was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's customary for the surviving members to take the stage together and perform their hits. John wouldn't go on stage with Stu and Doug, and I don't blame him. This is crazy. Since John was the voice of CCR, the concert part of the ceremony was John Fogerty backed up by Bruce Springsteen. Okay. And a cast of all-star musicians doing CCR hits while Stu and Doug watched in the audience. In 1997, Stu and Doug formed a band called Creedence Clearwater Revisited and began touring doing old CCR hits. John sued them and it was settled out of court. I would have sued them too. Like, this is a mess. In 2018, Doug Clifford was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Oh, and the two sides finally reconciled. This year, at the age of 80, John Fogerty finally got full ownership of the publishing rights to the songs he wrote while he was the frontman of CCR. At 80, this just shows how dirty the music industry is. They will get you. And this is why a lot of people are going away from doing record deals, because there are always, it's kind of like a gotcha kind of thing, a 360 deal or slavery kind of, it's just not right. So, wow. That was a lot. So let's go ahead and jump into this video titled The Old Man Down the Road by John Fogerty. John, I hope you don't mind doing a reaction. Me doing a reaction to this song. Like, it's me sharing your music, you know, and us younger generations learning about all this stuff. And shout out to Rick for educating me on this. Everyone needs to know this. Okay, let's go. Ooh, they on the bayou. Ooh, gator. Uh-oh, what's happening? That was weird. Is it the video? Is it me? Vivo. $1984. Wow. So this song was so good. I love the swamp romp. So this was so good. I love the swamp rock sound. That is CCR. You know, that is John Fogerty actually. And it really makes me feel some type of way that he had to fight for his sound. And so I love the video because the video starts out in the swamp. And so it's like, I'm bringing it home, guys. I'm bringing it home right where we started from. And you see this guy, and he's like a guy from the bayou. And it's like, I'm getting back to who I am. But we don't see John until the very end of the song. And I love that because although it started in the swamp, we see this amp. We see the amp with the long cord, and it's like, oh, it starts moving fast. It's like, where are you taking this? Where are you taking this? And it's like a little kid in his box car that he probably made with his dad, and he's going down the road. And so he's already telling us this story, and he then moves it right along to a date, a picnic. Two lovers, they're just having a cute little picnic date, and then it keeps telling a different story. And so what I got from this is kind of like how music connects us all. Even though a lot of us are very different from one another, one thing we do have in common a lot of times is like the love of music, the stories from the music that we relate to. But John getting back to that and creating that not only for him but for us. And so we seen a mom, and we see him. I didn't see him right there. And it's maybe like taking him back from, a simple life. Because this is what people used to do. They would wash clothes by hand and hang them up. And there's a baby. And maybe he's reminiscing on, I don't know. I know he didn't grow up like that, because I have to keep reminding myself that they from California and not the South. But then you see a guy digging his grave, and this gets very dark. And it's a reminder that we all, kind of end up here. The old man down the road, eventually all of us becomes the old man down the road. And then we finally see where this wire ends up, and it ends up with John. We only see him for like a few seconds, and I thought this was great. He has an energy about him, and he's literally on the road. He's not an old man in this one, obviously, but eventually he kind of does become the old man down the road. I mean, we can all hope to have that privilege, but I'm going to go over the lyrics. It says, he takes the thunder from the mountain. He takes a lightning from the sky. He brings a strong man to his begging knee. He makes the young girl's mama cry. You got to hide. You got to jump and run. I like when he says that too. You got to hide. And the old man is down the road. He got the voices speaking riddles. He got the eye as black as coal. He got a suitcase covered with rattlesnake hide. And he stands right in the road. And so it kind of sounds like this myth of a guy. He has like this way about him. He could have like a urban myth about him where he does a little magical things. He speaks in a certain way, and he does things in a certain way. And then it says he makes the river call your lover. Ooh. He makes the barking of the hound put a shadow cross in the window when the old man comes around. Ooh, I didn't hear that part. And he said, you got to hide. You got to jump and run again. The old man is down the road. So maybe the old man, the old man down the road is the Grim Reaper. I just got that. See, that's why you kind of got to, you gotta go over the lyrics. And I know many of you aren't gonna make it this far, and y'all just gonna tell me in the comment section without even watching this. So, yeah, but this was great. Knowing everything that John has gone through, what a life. Wow. I really enjoyed this song. Let me know your thoughts about everything that has gone on. The last thing about him performing at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Bruce Springsteen and celebrity guests while the other guys were in the audience, it's kind of like him getting his lick back. And I don't blame him, because that was wrong. That's an understatement, because without his songs there would be no CCR. And so, John, you are definitely correct. You did what the Beatles did, but you did it on your own. Wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta. I was about to say hi.